Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so this is the second video that I'm gonna make on the Nift series, and this is not a single video. Like, I'm gonna make a series of videos that will help you throughout the process of selecting the campus to actually coming to the campus. So yeah, let's break into it. And the first video is gonna be about the subject, faculties, and once again my experiences, because even after making a video on it, I feel like it deserves a one whole single video, so that you all don't have any confusions before joining Nift Varanasi, because I've seen many posts on Reddit saying that you shouldn't join Nift Varanasi because it's not completely built, and many such false accusations. And I personally do not want to give any false expectations or false hopes regarding my college just because I study there. I want to give you the realist experience that I had there, so that you don't have to face the problems that I did, and you choose your desired campus wisely. I don't want you to believe what's being said there without any real experience. So I would like to share my experience once again in this part 1 of the series that might help you select your campus. The second one is going to be the events that we had the whole year, how a year in Nift Varanasi looked like for me through my perspective, through my lens, and a roundup of the whole year that we had, so that you all get a heads up. And the third video is gonna be about what to pack for hostel, your college, everything. Let's begin with part 1. Okay, the most common question that I got was, since I'm from the FT department, how was it like being in the FT department, how's the FT faculty, and like, yeah, the overall experience about being in the FT department. So let me break it to you. I haven't begun with my FT department yet. I was in the foundation program till my first year. I'm gonna start my FT program just as I join with you all in the second year. That's when we are sent to our parent departments. Until then, we all belong to the same department, that is the foundation program. So the first years have to go through like a year, which is called as the foundation program. You don't immediately join into your parent departments, and you don't have different subjects for each department. It's just the common subjects that you all have to study in the first year. It's common for all the first years in the 19 campuses of Nift. So the first year is divided into 2 sems, as you all must know. The first sem, we have subjects like fashion basics, we have geometry 1, geometry 2 is taught in sem 2. We have material studies. For our center, we were given 3 materials to study, which is wood, paper, and yarn. It differs from campus to campus, but we were given to study these 3 materials. Then we have drawing as a subject. We are taught the basic skills of drawing, basic human drawing, perspective drawing, all that you learn in the coaching process of the Nift entrance exam. That is taught to you again in this subject. Fashion basics include the basics of fashion, obviously, all the fashion terms and in depth about fashion. That's what is taught in the fashion basic subject. Personally, it was my favorite. Of the subject called as self and society, which is basically the problems faced in the society and like the relation between you and the society. I feel I'm right. I'm not very sure about it, but yeah, this is a little brief about the subject. This is taught to you in the first sem. And there's this subject called DDC1, which is where you're taught about the digital softwares such as Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, all that. Which it is divided into 2 parts, DDC1 and DDC2. DDC1 is taught in sem 1 and DDC2 is taught in the sem 2. In the sem 1, we have GEM and GEO, which is general electives mandatory and general electives optional. General electives mandatory, you will have to select from a set of given options. Like we had, I think, critical thinking and Indian art and history, and it varies every year, I feel, and it also varies from center to center. And I had to choose critical thinking in my sem 1, and once you choose a particular subject for GEM, you cannot choose it again for the next sem or any upcoming sems throughout the 4 years. And for GEO, there are options like dance, yoga, there's sports and theater, all that kind of stuff, and you are allowed to choose any one depending on first come first serve basis. There's a certain amount of seats that has to be filled, and if it's over, then you'll have to select something else. And this goes throughout the semesters in Nift, be it third sem, fourth sem, any sem. That's what it is till now. I don't know if it's gonna change in the coming years. So yeah, in the sem 2, we have subjects like ADA, which is art, design and aesthetics, which is basically mostly about the art, Indian art, modern art, and all about the history of art, designs and aesthetics, majorly about the art side. And there's the subject GDC2 and Geometry 2 obviously. In Sem 1, Geometry 1, you have 2D geometry. In Sem 2, you have 3D geometry. You have to actually make the shapes. And then there's GDC2, the subject called Design Fundamentals, which is also where you are taught in depth about the design, basics of designs, everything, principles of design, elements of design, all that kind of stuff. Then there's this subject called IDP, Integrated Design Project, which is where you have to combine all the learnings from the subjects taught to you throughout the year, and you have to make a final jury project. That's the whole IDP subject. That's what the whole IDP subject is about. There's a subject called as Communication and Presentation Skills, where you are obviously taught to improve your communication and presentation skills. It's a very nice subject. It's a very small subject. And then there's this subject called as Creative Thinking Skills, where obviously you work on your creative thinking and all that kind of stuff. That's it for the main subjects. And then there's Gen Geo that I selected this year. Like this SEM was calligraphy for Geo and Indian Art and History for the GEM. About the faculty now. The faculty, honestly, I'll tell you the experience first. The faculty is honestly very, very nice. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I had this feeling till I guess December that I want to change campuses through the SPD program, because I honestly didn't like the place, not the campus. I didn't like the place because it's very far away from my home and I couldn't come often. So I wanted to change that. But the faculty there, generally, when I talked about this to them, they generally made me feel so at home. They literally made me like feel like home. They are genuinely very, very nice, be it professionally or be it even when it comes to like any personal problems, they are there for you. I am not even exaggerating or anything. Like, how blessed it is to be in a campus where the faculty knows you on a personal level and like they'll actually help you out. Because as far as I know from my friends' experience and everything, other campuses, the faculty teaches hundreds of people, but here in Nift Varanasi, we are a very small number of students there. Like in other campuses, it's very difficult for the faculties to actually know you. That by the time they actually know you, it's time for you to graduate. So that's the privilege that we have here. The faculties know each one of us. It feels more like a family. Like it feels like we are staying there as a family. We go together as a family. It actually feels like we're building something there. Nift Varanasi is us, and it's us who's building it. So it feels a privilege and an honor to actually be one of the students of the first batch of Nift Varanasi, and it's actually a very, very great place. And I saw this post on Reddit saying that the faculty is new and most of the times they are absent and they do not know what to do. About that, I would like to clarify you. None of our faculties are new. We have 9 faculties in Nift Varanasi, and all the 9 of them are been appointed to Nift Varanasi from different Nift centers like Nift Raebareli, Nift Patna, Nift Jodhpur, Nift Bhubaneswar. All these centers, they have been given to us. So how is that it's a disadvantage? But I feel it's advantage for us that we get to have the best faculties from all these centers. Also, our director was also a faculty from Nift Hyderabad and Nift Patna. So yeah, I don't think so it's any kind of disadvantage that we are the newest campus and we do not have any seniors or the faculty is new, because it apparently isn't. And the faculties are very, very helpful about the teaching. They teach us so well. Like even if we have one single doubt, they actually ask us to come to them and actually get our doubts solved, and if they are there for you always. They have helped us throughout the year, and I'm not even kidding. I'll tell you one thing that I felt was a bit different from the other centers. Our faculty doesn't give much marks. Like in other centers, I've seen people getting even full marks, but even our faculty has said they do not give marks that easily. You have to actually reach that level to get that full mark. So I feel that is something which our faculty has that I haven't seen in other faculties. But other than that, I feel our faculty is great. They push us to our limits. They know how to mend us to be the best versions of ourselves. And I kid you not, I have actually seen me grow personally because of how they have taught me. So you do not have to worry about any of that stuff if that's what you're worried about. So yeah, the faculty is great, no doubt. I can give you a guarantee on that. And we literally have students from these centers telling us that how blessed we are to get them as our faculties. So you'll know once you join Nift Varanasi, and you'll know I'm not kidding. As for the subjects and the faculty, now I'll talk about my experience once again, just for the people to clarify who are still in doubt if Nift Varanasi is a good option. So I guess 2 of the rounds are over and there's a few 2 or 3 or 1 spot round left. So if you're still in doubt which campus to choose, I'll tell you why to choose Nift Varanasi, but it's still up to you which campus you want to go to. It's all your choice. Firstly, I'll tell you my experience from the beginning. Nift Mumbai and Nift Bangalore were my first 2 priority since the beginning, and I belong from Kerala. And trust me when I say this, I even said this, that wherever I go, I do not want to go to Nift Kerala, because I don't know, I just didn't like my hometown very much back then, but I do love it now. So then I gave this exam and I have very high hopes, not gonna lie. I thought I'd get a better rank, But then my results were out and my rank was 2405, which wasn't a very good rank, but it was average, that I knew that I would get into any Nift campus, but not just Nift Mumbai and Nift Bangalore. And I kid you not, the moment I realized that this was my rank, I cried. I literally cried my eyes out. I can even show you the video if I have it, but yeah, I cried a lot because I knew I couldn't go to these both centers. But I still kept my hopes, hoping that I would get into these centers, but I didn't. I didn't put Nift Varanasi in my choice list till the third round because my friends had gotten the seats in different Nifts, but me, till the third round, I didn't get a seat in any of the Nift centers. So scared, I was so nervous. But then I was like, fuck it, let's just put the Nift centers, whatever is there. Keeping apart the few Nift centers that my parents weren't ready to send me, apart from a few of those Nift centers, I put all the Nift centers, keeping Nift Mumbai and Bangalore in the first two priority, obviously. And that's when I got Nift Varanasi in the third round. In the fourth round, I hoped I would get any other center, but I didn't. I still got Nift Varanasi. Then I decided to sit for the spot round, and I was like, fuck it. If I want to go to Kerala it is. And I was almost about to give up on my course just because I wanted to go into a better center apparently. I'm not saying Kerala's a bad center. I love Nift Kannur. Like, my friends are there and she literally tells me how wonderful it is being there. And I obviously feel it's a great campus. But yeah, I would have to give up on my course, which is fashion design. I wanted to do fashion design since the beginning. If I had to go to Nift Kannur, it means I had to give up on it means I had to give up on fashion design. I could have only gotten like Kannur for knitwear design probably. So that hurt me a lot, and I put a lot of thinking into it, and I finally decided that no, I don't want to go to Nift Kannur if it's for KD. I want to go only if it's for FD. So in the spot round, I actually sat for the spot round and I put Nift Kannur in the choice list, but I didn't put KD, I put FD. And no, nothing changed. It was Nift Varanasi because I knew with my rank I wouldn't have gotten Nift Kannur or any other Nift centers. Probably Nift Srinagar or Nift Shillong maybe, but my parents weren't ready to send me there. So yeah, that's how I landed in Nift Varanasi. And can you imagine going through the process just to not get into Nift Varanasi and just going there, finally getting in Nift Varanasi only? Could you imagine how I must be feeling? Like, I know many of y'all might be feeling this. That's the reason why you clicked on this video in the first place. So yeah, that's how I got into Nift Varanasi, and I genuinely didn't want to be there. I kid you not, I genuinely didn't want to be there, and I hated it in the beginning. Like, my mind and my heart wasn't ready to accept it at all, that Nift Varanasi, this is it. But no. Yeah, so it kept going for a few months. I made friends, obviously. Nice friends. I made nice friends, and the faculty was nice too. I was actually enjoying being there, but I was just not there mentally. Like, I was always, like, in college I used to be fine, but whenever I got back to my room, I used to be so depressed, imagining that I can't go to my home whenever I want to. So that hit me hard, and that's the reason I hated being there so much. So yeah, first few months I was like in a very bad state of mind. Then I talked to my faculty, my counselor, and that's when my counselor told me to actually see Varanasi through a perspective that you have to live here for 4 years, and actually it's not that bad as you imagine. That's what my counselor told me, and I started changing my perspective a bit. And guess what? It actually helped. I became the cultural club president. I started participating in events. I started doing a lot of things, and even though it's not what I had always imagined of, I actually like being there. It's like a small family. It's like a smaller circle. You have a lot more, people know you, faculties know you, and that's what mattered to me. Like, I got to go on the first Converge. Converge is an event that happens every year, and only 50 students get to go for that, and I got to go for that from my campus, which was like a very huge deal for me. And yeah, I made good friends. I get to visit my friend's family who lives in Delhi, and which is like a very nice thing for me. I found my second home there, and I don't know, it just became my comfort place. And Nift Varanasi is my comfort place now. Even though I hate being away from home, apart from that, Nift Varanasi has everything that I want. Obviously, there are stuff that I can't do there that I do here, like going out in the middle of the night, like just exploring at late hours. I can't do that there. Obviously, it's not a very developed city, but it has what I want. It pushes me, it gives me that exposure, it gives me that comfort, it lets me be the best version of myself. Like, people have actually said that I've changed a lot from the person that I was when I went there. And I personally believe Nift Varanasi plays a huge role in changing me the way that I wanted to. I am a lot more confident now. I genuinely feel people who are still in doubt if Nift Varanasi is a new campus and is it a good choice, I don't think so. You have to worry about all that because it's a great campus. There are no such drawbacks just because it's a new campus. People say new campuses have their own flaws, but every Nift campus began with a new batch. Not every Nift campus had 4 batches of students when they opened. No, everyone started from zero, and we started from zero as well. But I feel as still being zero, we did an amazing job. Like, imagine having such a beautiful campus just in the first year. As new campuses is still being built. Secondly, such great faculties. Third, the infrastructure. It's so beautiful. You literally have everything that you want. You have classrooms, you have canteen, you have labs, everything that you want. You have Wi-Fi, everything. And what more could you ask for? And it's located in such a beautiful city. And obviously you have such nice seniors. You can come to us anytime, anywhere, and for whatever you want. You don't have to hesitate. I don't know what doubt you still must have, but if you do, you can obviously text me. I would love to change your perspective on how you see Nift Varanasi, because I know, I get it, that it's a new center, there isn't much information out there and you must be doubtful, but you do not have to worry about any of that. It's a safe place. You don't have to worry about the security. It's actually great. It will help you grow. It's a small circle. You will actually find your place there, so do not worry about any of that. And yeah, that is it for this video. I'll see you in part 2. Until then, take care. Bye bye.